Okay, let's take a look here. All right, still looks like there's a little bit of a lag in there, but I had trouble with the last stream. So we'll just give it a few minutes here. I'm trying to monitor it on my phone to see how it looks. The last one kept cutting in and out, but I might have this set to a little delay. I don't remember when I set this platform up. I'll have to take a look at that. Anyway, once we get started here, we're going to start off. I'm just going to go right down the list in the order that I have them on my Bet Rivers sportsbook here. So the first game up is going to be the Capitals and the Senators when we get to it. But I'm just going to give it a minute or two and see if anybody comes in or yeah, it looks like we're on about maybe like a 5 second delay, maybe. In the meantime, I'm going to be making some adjustments to the website. I built that originally back in 2018, and I've learned a lot more of website building since then. I've created a couple other ones, so I'm going to go in there and just break that one down and rebuild that one from the ground up very shortly here. All right, well, we're just going to get started here. All right, first up is the Capitals and the Senators. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between a bunch of tabs here. I'm careful not to cut the stream out at the same time, so I can see myself doing that. So it might take me a second to actually find the game that I'm looking for because they're not in the same order on everything that I'm using. So in this one, we have the Ottawa Senators. They actually opened up as a plus 113 underdog here, and we're looking at around a minus 107 favorite. Yeah, 109. The Capitals were even money, but now they're coming back to minus 106. There's no plus money on either side here. Something's telling me that before this game goes off, Washington's going to be going off as a favorite here. probably not going to play this one. If I do decide to play a game, I will tell you that I'm going to play it. But I'm trying to find another line here. You can grab Ovechkin as a goal scorer at plus 102. So, and TJ Oshie at plus 235. So they might be a couple looks if you enjoy doing props. Yeah, maybe bet both of them. That way, if one of them scores, I mean, you're going to win regardless of the fact because they're both plus money. Or at least come out pretty close to even. So, I mean, that might be a look in that game. Goaltending. Looks like we have Darcy Kemper for Washington and Anton Forsberg for Ottawa. Appear to be both confirmed. Got a couple different sites I'm checking here, so let me see. And just make sure that they're confirmed on all three. Yeah, so that definitely looks like the goalie matchup. Both are decent goalies, so like I said, I'm probably not going to play that game. If I did, I would just lean towards Washington. I may decide to play it later on if they come back around, but in the meantime, we'll just move on to the next game here, which is Boston and Anaheim. Make sure nothing's changed since the last looked at. It was just a few minutes ago. Boston opened up minus 225. Now they're around minus 204. Yeah, 204. And on Bet Rivers, we have them at. No, they're up around 220 on this one. So, I mean, all these lines are a little bit different. It's not, it's another one I'm not going to play. But if I did, I would probably go with. What's the totals line on that? Six and a half. You can see that looks like, yeah, juice to the over, but it looks like the line's moving towards the under. From what I can see here. I mean, maybe take a shot with Anaheim on the plus 1.5 at minus 139. As it looks like it's going to be Allmark and Gibson. Neither one of them are confirmed yet. That's every site that I'm looking at has their two names on it, so that's probably what it's going to be. But yeah, it's just another game I'm not going to play. Probably going to be quite a few of these. Um, like this next one, Arizona, Montreal. We have Montreal is a minus 175 favorite, and I am not going to lay minus 175 or a minus 1.5 with Montreal. I'm not doing it. I mean, I can't really think of any kind of prop in that game to really. I mean, if I had to play it, now you can't take Arizona. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't. Not a plus one at minus 175, a plus 1.5. So I wouldn't do that one either. That's just going to be a flat out skip for me. Same thing here with the next game, the Rangers and the Sharks. I've looked into this game rather significantly, and I can't make a case for the Sharks. So the only thing I could play is the Rangers, but the line's not right. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that game because it's a no play. No, looks like it's going to be Shesterkin for the Rangers and Reimer for San Jose. I was looking earlier too at the team totals. But I think the Rangers were at 4, which means they have to get the 5 goals for that ticket to cash. Yeah. I mean, do a 3.5 at minus 157. That way it gets to 4. They probably get 4 up, but it's it's not something I'm going to bet. That's the angle I was looking at with that one. Okay, on to our next one. These videos will get better over time. I'm just trying to get used to doing this actually. So, all right, yeah, I've already made a decision on this next game, which is the Dallas Stars and Toronto Maple Leafs. And as much as I hate to do it, because I do not trust Toronto one bit. Every time I bet them, they seem to lose. But the lines go in their direction, and we have Wedgwood confirmed for Dallas in the net, and he's usually just an automatic play against, which is exactly what I'm going to do in this one. So I'm going to go with let's see here, do on the full game, including overtime. I'm going to play the Maple Leafs. In fact, I'll put it in now at -1 at minus 114. There, bet. All right, that was one that I had planned to play when I was looking at this stuff this morning. All right. Next one through, we have the Kings at the Penguins. And that's basically going to be the same play there, too, I believe is what I had decided on that one. Yeah, it looks like Jari, however you say his name, for Pittsburgh. Yeah, he's between, depending on which site you look at, it looks like it's Peterson and Jari. So if the line is still right, I'm going to play the same bet as I did with Toronto. And we're going to play Pittsburgh on the full game, including overtime, on the -1 line. At -121. So putting that in now. All right, so that one's set. So we're about halfway through here. So our next game is going to be this one. The Predators and the Blue Jackets. I have no idea what's going on in Nashville. So we're probably looking at what's the line telling us to do? I use the lines a lot in my decision making. I don't handicap based solely on stats because in the end they really don't mean too much when push comes to shove. Get off the totals there. A couple indicators towards Nashville. Got a 30-cent line move in their direction. Not going to play it, but if I did, I'd play Nashville, give them another chance, but it's not one I'm going to play. All right, Devils and the Islanders up next. We have indicators in favor of the Islanders. Public percentage is around 80%, which pretty much coincides with what the line's doing. Sometimes that's a little bit unnerving if you look at those things because it puts everybody on the one side, and sometimes they have a habit of going in the other direction. And you can. I'm not going to play it, but I mean, just money line the Islanders at -143. It's just one of those games where you just really can't make heads or tails out of it. Because the Devils, I mean, never know what they're going to do. I mean, looks like it's going to be Mackenzie Blackwood for them, and you never know what you're going to get. Looks like it's going to be Sorokin for the Islanders. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would take the Islanders on the money line, but I might play that later on. We'll see. But as of right now, I'm not playing the game. Next up is Vancouver and Minnesota. Minnesota's a minus 180 favorite. I can't tell you to play that because of the way the line is, but I usually like around 150. Sometimes I'll push 160, 165, but I don't go any higher than that. So we're just going to probably. Vancouver's been scoring. They just can't seem to hold a lead. They've blown 2 and 3 goal leads almost every game that they played. Which is probably why the line's in favor of Minnesota minus 180. Yeah, goal in the first 10 minutes is minus 180. Goal in the first 5 is plus 165. We think they can get one of these two teams can get a goal in there quick. Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury is confirmed for Minnesota, and I can't make a case for him anymore. I think his best days are behind him at this point. As much as I hate to say, I mean, he was, a decent goalie just a couple years ago, but he can't stop much of anything. Thatcher Demko, he's up and down as well. What's the totals? I look like hasn't moved much, but it came back just about 2 cents in favor of the under, which was 6.5, but I've got a feeling that's going to go to 7. If it reaches 7, I would probably. It's coming back towards the under. So if it was probably going to go, it's not going to reach 7 more than likely. So it was going to reach 7. I would probably play the under on that, but that way 3-3 overtime goal gets you to a push. Might look at something like both teams to score in the first period. 1 goal each. So plus 130. That might be worth a look too. All right, next up, Carolina at Edmonton. Edmonton, the 117 favorite. Carolina, Even money plus 100. The line is moving in Carolina's direction. So I would probably can't play a plus 1.5 because it's at minus 265. You have to parlay that with something, which I'll never tell you to do because parlays are side bets. So really no opinion on that game. Buffalo and Calgary. Got indicators in favor of Calgary, but the line is unbettable. I don't like doing minus 1.5s, and the money line is unreachable. So I try to go in between because the money line's at minus 278. Which is too high, but this book allows you to take a minus one most of the time, which would be, yeah, that's even still at minus 190. So we're look for I mean, maybe a Calgary team total of over 3.5 at minus 167. That's reaching for me. We're even doing over 4 at minus 107, which means, but they got to score a 5 for that to cash. And that's might be asking a lot. Because it looks like it's going to be Markstrom and Anderson. Yeah, it's just going to be a no play due to the line. I think there's only one game left. Yeah, which is the Jets at the Knights now. The Jets are the only team playing tonight that are going to be on a back to back. So let's see if they have. Yeah, so it's probably going to be Redditch tonight because it was what's his face last night. Hellebuck, yeah, that's right. Name slipped me for a minute. Yeah, big line move in favor of Vegas. One minus 127 to minus 192. But that's gonna be another one of those ones where it might be out of reach. Let me see. I mean, may be able to play. Vegas in regulation at minus 130. I'll think about that one. I think they're capable of getting a Riddich. What's the team total? Over 3.5 goals. If they can get the 4, then it cashes. And that's a minus 132. That might be another look, but it's probably not going to be a play, but it's definitely worth looking into. I might wind up playing it before the night's over, but as of right now, it's not going to be. So, what I basically have, excuse me, after looking at all that, is the 2 plays I made, which is the Penguins and the Maple Leafs, both at -1, and both of them at full game, including overtime on their respective lines. All right, so that's what we have there. Thanks for watching. I'll try to do another one of these tomorrow if I can. And have a good one. Remember, bet with your head, not over it. Bet responsibly. Don't bet your rent or mortgage money or car payment. All right, take it easy. Thanks for watching.